Shifting our attention now to Uganda, where the government has announced a ban on live broadcasts of what it called riots and unlawful processions. But serious questions are being raised because Ugandan authorities refer to anti-government protests as riots.
Live broadcasting or streaming of riots, unlawful processions, or violent incidents is prohibited, as it can escalate tensions and spread panic.
This announcement comes just days away from an election in which President Yoweri Museveni is seeking to extend his 40-year rule. The 81-year-old is again facing off against 43-year-old pop star turned politician Bobi Wine. Now, authorities in Uganda have detained hundreds of opposition supporters ahead of the January 15th elections. And Amnesty International has raised concerns over the government's response to opposition rallies.
Police response was sometimes very sudden. So if people are cheering in a rally and you start pepper spraying them and tear gassing them, everybody's running for their safety.
Critics and rights groups have long accused Museveni's security forces of intimidating and even torturing opponents, allegations the president has consistently denied. But this latest ban on the broadcast of so-called riots comes amid fears that the Ugandan government could limit internet access during the election.
The authorities will want to shut down any possible means of communication with the internally and outside the country, because they are trying to seal any loophole that could be utilized by people. And as an organization, we are equally concerned, because if that happens, it makes it difficult to monitor and document human rights violations.
However, the Museveni government has categorically denied these allegations.
The government has not announced or has not directed or implemented any decision to shut down the internet during the election period. Such misinformation necessarily creates fear. It undermines public confidence, and it also risks heightening tension at a critical national moment like this one.
But further concerns have been raised after recent moves to stop Starlink internet access in the country. What followed were opposition claims that an internet blackout would prevent supporters from mobilising and sharing election results. Now, election controversy in Uganda is not new. In 2021, when both Museveni and Wine both ran for office, ahead of the election, more than 50 Bobi Wine supporters were killed by security forces. They accused Museveni of stealing the election, something he denied. While Uganda's upcoming vote has been under international scrutiny, President Museveni has pledged a free and fair general election. His opponent, Bobi Wine, is very popular, especially among the youth. Huge crowds have gathered during his campaign. The broadcast ban announcement means Wine's rallies may not be visible to those not in attendance. And for those on the ground, a security response or possible arrests may follow. In the coming days, it will become clear if President Museveni's democratic promises play out. And all eyes in Uganda now focus on the 15th of January, where 40 years of rule will either come to an end or stretch closer towards half a century.